All right, let's get into it. Is this all working? Is this all doing the thing I want? Cool. All right, so we are back. So it was asked of me, why are you not playing Thopter-sword combo in your Stoneforge Mystic Kinnan deck, since it's an Urza deck? And the answer was because Jiggy Wiggy built that one, and it was published as of today in the 5.0 deck dump. We played that yesterday or the day before. So if you want that list, you can find the fair Urza Stoneforge Mystic list. However, we are playing this one, which is something I cooked up today with some input from the wonderful people at Faithless Brewing, as well as Jiggy Wiggy. This is a Stoneforge Mystic deck that has the Urza Thopter Foundry Sword of the Meek combo. We are still playing Karn the Great Creator, as well as Kinnan, Gilded Goose, Springleaf Drum, and Mox Amber in different quantities than usual to form a possible very powerful mana engine. You can see the cards here that do that, as well as the general value plays of Arcum's Astrolabe, a little bit of interaction with Galvanic Blast, and of course, one of our favorite cards in all of Magic, Wrenn and Six. And we are going to be running this list through a league and seeing if the best combo in Modern can do some work for us. We also have the ability with Karn the Great Creator to get a Sword of the Meek from our sideboard, as well as some of our other wonderful Silver Bullet cards. And we're only playing one copy of Sword of the Meek main because, of course, Stoneforge Mystic can tutor for it. We are not playing any copies of Whir of Invention. It was something that I was looking at. Basically, the sacrifice and the tension points came down to how do we play the numbers of each card that we want to. So we may come back to this at some point and go, okay, we're going to play a 4th Galvanic Blast, take out the Wrenn and Six, and play 3 Whir of Inventions, but that lowers our legend count for Mox Amber, which may not be desirable. So we are going to rock into a Modern League with this absolute pile and see how she goes. Wonderful friend from the Discord is here, Mr. Brian M. Brian, how do you feel about the idea of playing American Highlander for the Faithless Brewing Community League? And of course, the wonderful Zanman, Lawson Zandy, popping on by, honoring us with his presence. How do you like our brew, Lawson? Is it hoppy enough for you? Oh, I'm glad you like it, Brian. And I was talking to Jiggy about it, and I talked to you about it too. The Modern Highlander, the American Highlander is one of those things where I'm like, we could try to come up with a ban list or a point system or anything, but like, I don't need that. Like, I don't think there's anything on the Modern ban list that really needs to be dealt with for a 100-card Highlander. While we're searching for our match, let's see what we got here. I know most of the cards, but I couldn't name all of them. So, yeah, all the artifact lands, those seem fine as one-ofs. Birthing Pod's totally fine as a one-of. Blazing Shoal is on there because of its combination with high CMC red cards and cards with Infect, Glistener Elf, or Inkmoth Nexus. So that's like a turn 2 kill a little bit more frequently than they would want. Bridge from Below, that's right, that's from Hogak. Dig Through Time's fine, Dread Return's fine, Eye of Ugin's fine, Faithless Looting's fine, Probe is fine. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this will all be fine. I'm wondering if Cave Dan registers Hogak or some other. I would expect him to register something with Faithless Looting, as I am giving the Faithless Brewers a chance to hashtag YOLO, as the kids say. Exactly. You only live once. Whenever I reach one of those YOLO moments in my life, my usual response is to ask the person who I'm talking to. So can we keep this? We can absolutely keep this, especially on the play. So we're just hoping we don't get hit with black discard. We get to play turn 1 Springleaf Drum. We can shock in for turn 2 Wrenn and Six. Drawing the Batterskull in our opening hand is not the best thing in the world, but... So the question is, do I want to play this mountain? And I think we'd rather just shock this turn for Breeding Pool and get the Springleaf Drum into play here against Alpha Blade. Anyway, every time I think of the phrase YOLO or the I don't know, the saying YOLO, whatever YOLO is, every time YOLO comes up, I always think, or I always ask the other person in the conversation. I'll be like, how many times do you live? Is it how many times is one alive? Is it once? Oh well, I guess I'm gonna make decision X then. Batterskull is pretty good in Legacy, pitches to LED. I mean, that's the truthiest truth that I've ever heard. So next turn we can play Kinnan into Thopter Foundry, which is kind of sweet. No, can we? Oh, maybe not. The colors don't quite work out. That's a shame. Thought Not Seer. Yikes. I'm guessing there goes my Batterskull. Our opponent had the absolute nuts, as my Eldrazi Tron opponents and my green Tron opponents always do, but that's all right. Goodness gracious me. I got a nice strong cup of coffee. We're going to be fine. Thopter Foundry. Really? Alrighty. Alrighty. Alright. So has to get a blue source or a green source if I want to play Kinnan. And then I'll be able to fetch up my Urian and also uptick my Wrenn and Six. It's my new way of identifying good cards, pitches to LED. I mean, that is for a value of the word effective, I believe your rating system is going to be effective. We're going to use Springleaf Drum here with Kinnan to fetch up my 4/5, which should be pretty useful in the face of their 4/4. We are able to resolve Urian or Batterskull next turn, either of which would be not bad at all. And now we have a Thopter Foundry in exile that Karn can get for us. So that's kind of funny. I spent my last Carnival contract, by the way, Larynx Punchworthy. I spent the last contract in South Carolina, which was lovely. Charleston, South Carolina, which we would regularly refer to as SoCal. Which, not to any of the locals, just to each other. We'd be like, oh yeah, it's great being here in SoCal. And then we'd have a little laugh about it. Because it was stupid. Incredibly stupid. Charleston's great when you're not there in the summer. We were there through the summer. It was hot. It was just the freaking surface of the sun. But it wasn't as hot as Florida during the summer. It wasn't as hot as the Caribbean during the summer. The people there are almost too nice. I think that's why I liked it. I felt like I was at home up here in Canada, you know. I tell you, it's a great country to be in. It's just super, you know. Just respect and care all over the place. I'd rather play Urian or Batterskull. Probably Batterskull, right? I guess they could play All Is Dust next turn. There's nothing I can do to like play around that. I guess playing Batterskull is better because then next turn I could play... Oh, no, Batterskull is the way we play around that. So All Is Dust will cause me to lose the Germ token, but then next turn I can play Urian and flicker the Batterskull. So this is actually the better play here. And then it also walls their Thought Not Seer effectively. I wonder if they have... They probably have a Reality Smasher. They probably don't have a main decked... what's it called? Endbringer. I really doubt they have a main deck Endbringer. Okay. Well, maybe they do. Ugin is not an Eldrazi friend. They're playing Reality Smasher without floating the 1? Because they're really... Yep. They don't want to take the mana burn. I mean, that's legit. I can see why. So hopefully they attack only with the Smasher. They try to take down my Wrenn and Six. This means I get a free crack at them where I'm going to gain 4 life or draw a card. Because I'm probably playing Urian this turn anyway. So... Not to brag about Texas heat, but having 100+ degree weather for long periods of time in an area with cement everywhere and minimal green grass keeps it hot all night. TLDR, it being hot makes it hot, and because of that, it gets hotter. Yes, agreed. But at the same time, like you acclimate. Like when I go down to Florida, I will go running in the heat intentionally, because when I sort of I mean I'm healthy enough that I don't overheat and die, but it's getting exposed to that level of heat tends to make it easier for me to cope with like the medium heat that comes afterwards. Okay, so the question is, do I want to play anything other than just the Sky Noodle here? I don't think so. And because of the possibility of, I could have tapped this better. I could have used the Springleaf Drum and Kinnan, and then untap them with Urian. I don't need to use this trigger for anything. We're going to keep this Bauble uncracked for now. Oh no, I started a whole weather talk. Jeez. All right. Let's see. The temperature goes above 20 degrees. I start to melt. I don't, but that's from... Ooh, they drew a Spatial Contortion. Okay, so that can kill my Kinnan. It can also make the block here awkward in a number of ways, mostly by targeting their Reality Smasher. Yeah, this only says opponent control, so they can contort their Reality Smasher without having a problem. But also, if you walk barefoot just to go to the mail, you might slightly burn your feet on the cement. Well, that's why you don't do that. I mean, when you know it's 100 degrees out. I'm built for cold weather. I'm happy to be in freezing temperature. Hate the heat. I wish I could live in somewhere like California or British Columbia, because when I've been in those places, the temperature is like, in the winter it goes down to about 0, in the summer it goes about to like 20. So for freedom units, that's like, I want to say it's like a low of like 50 and a high of like the high 70s. Maybe the low is like 40. Yeah. And that West Coast temperature is just phenomenal. All right, so we managed to dodge an entire turn from them. We know they've got Spatial Contortion on the next one. Yikes. Well, that's a good draw. I can play an equipped Sword of Feast and Famine. And then play Wrenn and Six post-combat. So let's use our mana, our lands as much as possible here. So we play Stoneforge. Yeah, we're not going to have quite enough just in lands. So I could equip it to my my Germ token, which will cause them to lose a Smasher if they want to deal with it. I think I'd rather just equip it to Urian, though, to be perfectly honest. So let's tap the Stoneforge Mystic for this, I guess. 2, 3. Yeah, I do have to. Equip to Urian. Oh, and then post-combat, we'll move the sword over to the Germ token. We'll fetch before this trigger resolves. 0 is 32. Oh, I was closer than I thought. 20 is 68. Yeah. Okay. I knew it was the thing that I learned was what is it? Add 30. No, double and add 30. Double and add 30. But that I know it only works for like a limited range of temperatures. Okay. So move the sword. Play Wrenn and Six. So if I think long term about combat math, yeah, using Wrenn and Six on them doesn't benefit me at all. So we'll just grab that and pass the turn, and upkeep will fetch it up. Later this week we'll get all the way up to 40 Celsius. Yeah, I mean that's over 100, right? When it goes to like 35 for Celsius is when it's in the sort of dangerously hot levels. No way. Okay, this is all's dust. Now I'm totally screwed. Jeez. Yeah, I mean, can't beat that. Wow. Okay. Hey, how's it going, Pencer? Let's take on the bans? Well, we don't know what the bans are yet. I mean, I don't know about the bans. I really don't want to believe it's as bad as it could. Oh, well, this is an Ensnaring Bridge, so that keeps me alive in theory. Huh. We still play an Ensnaring Bridge, right? Yeah, okay, well. I can play Kinnan for free here, basically. Assume my opponent is incredibly confused about what my deck is doing on this side of the table. And I'm okay with that. Sold my Uro today before the insane drop, but I'm still unsure if it'll get banned. Yeah, that was the card I was tempted to get banned, or to sell off once I heard about the idea of a ban. Have they started dipping? I bet someone else can check while I'm doing this, but Uro is the card that I would try to sell off. I wonder more about Uro getting banned at a Legacy, because I feel like I've heard more griping about it there, but I mean, I hear griping about it in Modern as well, so. This is going to be Karn. Their own Karn. It's the only thing they play it for, right? The Astrolabe is banned, Uro isn't as good anyway, I think. Yeah, I agree with that. It dropped 20 ticks today? Damn it. Yeah, too slow. Well, I'm not selling my Uros then. I'm just hold on to them. Yeah, because I got them when they were around 50, so. I'm pretty sure I hear the sounds of my grandmother needing help. How you doing? Well, I'm not. You got to control it. Because there's a pull on here. Yeah, see? Is there a control? Okay. What? Yeah. You can go out. You can hold either controller sideways. And I did that. Okay. All right. Grandma always needs a little help getting the controllers working properly. Oh, they scooped. Well, that was nice to come back to. Didn't even lose time off my timer. I wonder if I lost all my sideboarding time, which I don't need because I don't have any sideboard cards for this matchup. So this is a generally pretty good matchup for us. There's not really too much you could pack in your sideboard for Etron. Yeah, I mean, Uro's still expensive. I mean, Uro's still played in Standard, and it will be until next year. Oh, I hope they unban Winota. Hinota. I'm so surprised by them saying that Modern is getting a change, and the only cards I can imagine are getting banned is Astrolabe or Uro. Yeah, now is the time to buy Uros if you play Legacy. But like, I don't know if you want to buy them and have them get banned in Modern. Maybe it's Allosaurus Rider. Well, yeah, it's weird because when they say an update to the BNR, it doesn't necessarily mean bans. So like someone was saying they could unban Twin, they could unban Pod. How's this deck without Astrolabe? Worse. Astrolabe synergizes with Kinnan. If you notice, the Mox Ambers and the Springleaf Drums got shaved down to 3, but Astrolabe, because it cantrips and because it's functional without Kinnan, I think you'd have to go down to 3 colors in your Kinnan decks So this one would probably lose red. I would expect Snoop, other than it is brand new, and if it's a little later, but maybe I'm confused. I think Urza could get hit, or Mystic Sanctuary. I think Mystic Sanctuary getting banned would not bother me. I like Mystic Sanctuary a lot, but I think it's obnoxious. Yeah, that's the other thing, is like nothing's been happening, right? So I don't know where the idea of this ban could come from. Well, dude, Urza has been almost invisible if you look at the challenges and stuff. So we're keeping a pretty medium minus hand here. If we go blue-green into red and then white, we get to play Wrenn and Six into Thopter Foundry. And they did not lead on the turn 2 Thought Not Seer potential here, so... Chatting with Jiggy on it if it makes sense to buy Uros if they drop enough because of people selling. I mean, it might, but... Ban Astrolabe and Manamorphose. What do you want Manamorphose gone for, though? Like, the new Prowess deck is not that good. It's fine. What Manamorphose enabling... what is it called? Neobrand? I can get the Raugrin Triome. Yeah, okay. That covers all the angles. And then fetch for green. Which is nicer anyway. What's going to be banned, I must know. Eldrazi Temple. Because I'm staring one down right now and I don't like it. If you're going after Neobrand, why not go after the Rider of Allosaurus? Dude, I don't know. It's just, these are not my ideas. Yeah, Power Plant banned. No, you gotta ban the tower, man. The tower is obviously the problematic one. It makes 3 mana. The tower is the problem. Oh, look, an Uro. Sick. Pretty sure I'm playing that this turn. So we'll fetch blue, and then the Scalding Tarn will get tapped blue-white. No. Well, I could do that, but then I don't have all the green that I need for escaping Uro. Like I have to get a forest and then fetch blue-white. That puts me in a pretty good spot, I think. Unban Punishing Fire, unban Smuggler's Copter. Well, what, you mean Smuggler's Copter from Pioneer? So do I want to pick up the Scalding Tarn? Yeah, I guess so. Let's Bauble trick ourselves. Even though, well, if they had a Thought Not Seer, I think they would have played it that time. Urza on top. I do not want an Urza. And we're getting Hallowed Fountain with this. No Hallowed Fountain. Oh, we've got the Raugrin Triome. Understood. Okay, Breeding Pool it is. Well, shoot. Steam Vents? No, Breeding Pool. So the Raugrin Triome, I forgot the way I built the mana base here. It's fine. The Scalding Tarn can get me an island, and then we'll be set for everything we need. Hot Take Time, unban fetches in Pioneer, disband Modern entirely. I'm gonna be over here where the gameplay is happening. Uh-oh. Karen. Call the manager. Oh, this can't be good. Unban everything. Modern is no banless Modern. Ooh, no. Yeah, because I like Pioneer being different from Modern. I'm not a fan of the fetches being banned in Pioneer conceptually, but since they did it, it's over. Like, it's too late. So we live with that. We have to live with that. Nothing I can do about it. And then, you know, let Modern be Modern. Unban Faithless Looting? I mean, I wish that was an option. I don't know that it is. Clever girl. So my opponent elected not to kill my Wrenn and Six here, so I don't have enough cards to escape my Uro, in theory. I do have a fetch land, which they know about. If I play Thopter Foundry and sack Mox Amber, I could do it, but I don't have enough mana to do it that way. We do have a Karn in our hand. Oh no, I can't do that anyway, because... so what we're going to be doing this turn is playing Urza. So if I fetch... Yeah, I can play out a good chunk of stuff here. Unfortunately, I think we're losing our Uro, but that'll take mana on their next turn to do, so I will take that. So play Urza. Play Mox Amber. I can't actually play the Astrolabe this turn, but... I kind of want to ping the Karn, so if they wish again... Because they got the Relic of Progenitus, and pinging Karn means if they get liquid metal coating, they can't do anything with it. So that takes that off the table as a viable option for them to attack with. And then next turn we can play our own Karn and get Bridge or whatever we want. I have 9 mana next turn potentially. I could see something like Pod getting unbanned in theory. Like, I think there is some goodwill to be gained in Modern with some unbans. I don't know about Twin. I just literally don't know. I could not tell you if unbanning Twin is a good idea, but I think unbanning Pod is a harmless idea. Case in point, the guys, and again, maybe I'm praising a single creator too much, but I think that the guys at Faithless Looting kind of nailed it at one point when they said, yikes, that's frustrating. They said that it's strange that they say that they can't print, like, they have to ban Pod because otherwise they can't print interesting creatures. They're just too limited on that, can't be done. But then for some reason with lands, they're more than happy to print things like Field of the Dead, which Primeval Titan is just going and getting and making into a problem. So the return to Hogak time, I assume not. It's too recent. It's too obvious. Also, Hogak's banned, right? And Faithless Looting. And I don't know how good Hogak would be without Faithless Looting, but... Okay, and then they're going to play their Relic and be ready to nuke my yard. No, they have to nuke my yard proactively. So we might be able to get them here by playing Karn, animating Thopter Foundry, and attacking their Karn. Yeah. We'll see. Gee, more exile. Wow. They're coming at me. Alright. So I'm just gonna have to play Sanctuary for no value here. I'm not gonna play the Wrenn and Six right now. But we'll play the Astrolabe first just to draw a card, see what we hit. Another Uro is not the worst thing in the world. We're probably gonna lose this Karn. Even though we're putting it to 6? Oh, no. We don't have to. Unless they have another removal spell. If they have another removal spell, I can't kill their Karn anyway. So, yeah, let's go ahead and see if I can get their Karn down. No, looks like I will. It's a pretty big win for us. And then I probably should have booted up Astrolabe there. Oh, I can still sack the Astrolabe to the Thopter Foundry. So, yeah. We'll be able to protect our Karn one way or the other. The math on Hogak was that losing looting didn't do enough. I think it was still 76% to get it out on turn 2, even without looting. And since they've printed looting replacements. Since then, they've printed looting replacements. Yeah, that's... yeah. It's definitely a solid point, well made. All attacking Karn. Not surprising. Sacrolabe. I can't see unbans, none make super sense. I mean, I think Pod would be fine. I don't know if that means they will do it. I'm just saying I don't see Pod as being a problem. So, like, I feel like the only thing that they get from unbanning Pod is that some people get to play Pod now and suffer through trying to play Pod. Jite's fine because we have Karn, right? Imazawa Jite. What is this? Oof. That's a big boy. That's an oof. Are they going to shoot my Thopter Foundry? I wonder. They can. It's a legal play. It's a legal play. All right. We're just going to get Bridge. Put Bridge down. Try to unload the rest of our hand. I think Bridge is the only thing worth getting here. I guess I could get Sword of the Meek. That'd be a pretty neat play, right? Would that actually be better than Bridge right now? I think it would be, right? We are playing 1 sword main and 1 sword in our Karn board. Yeah, is getting the sword better? And I can make 4 Thopters? And that makes my construct chonky? That's kind of sweet, right? I don't know. Yeah, I think this is better. We're getting the sword. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. What was that? What did we call this? The best combo in Modern? Are we playing the best combo in Modern? I feel like we might be playing the best combo in Modern. Always yield. So I have a 5/5 now, so let's go to combat. Attack Ugin. Okay. Yeah. And then we'll just make 3 more Thopters over the next turn. We don't really need to protect our Karn. We can if we want. Does OP scoop to this? We'll see. It's possible. If they have a Reality Smasher, they can do some work pretty quickly. They have a Scavenger Ground, so I actually should be careful. So yeah, they were tapped out a second ago. But I have the Springleaf Drum to sacrifice. So they need 1 additional way to attack my graveyard to get rid of my sword right now, as long as I leave up 1 extra mana when I'm making Thopters. The surprise ban announcement doesn't sound better than an announced one as far as potential losses are concerned. I don't think I agree with that philosophically. Because I think the difference is people get to speculate on an announced one. People don't get to speculate on an unannounced one. Yeah, so it depends on the context, exactly, because if you have cards that are suspected as like ban worthy, that's a big difference from if there are no cards on any kind of like watch list. And I don't think that they should have a watch list. I'm just saying that it is different because people have expectations of some cards getting banned and others not. I think I want to kill one of the mana reshapers here. I don't really have a choice if I want to preserve my Karn. I guess I could have more of a go at their Ugin. If they choose to use Ugin to kill my Thopter Foundry, I get in a little trouble here. And I have a backup Karn, so let's just let them kill my Karn and then put more pressure on their Ugin. Especially if they don't... if they kill my Thopter Foundry, I get to make another Thopter and then 100% kill their Ugin. What cards do you think are ban-worthy? I mean, it depends on what you consider ban-worthy. I don't think any cards in Modern right now are ban-worthy. I like everything. Yep. they did the other play I was considering here. Good for them. It's a good line. Unfortunately for us, our Thopters are blue. So if they hit us with a All Is Dust, we will be left with a Construct and a Sword. Okay, looks like we're going to get to knock down their Ugin. So before combat, let's go ahead and attack. I'm going to put everything on Ugin except for the Construct. Construct will attack Alpha Blade. I have 3 cards in hand and they didn't do anything. So I don't know if that means they're just like petrified to tap their Scavenger Ground. Like, I don't know what they could have in their hand that is like effectively nothing. But I can Karn and get Bridge here. I don't really think I want to. Wrenn and Six and Uro are both kind of losing propositions here. I guess Uro will force them to crack their Scavenger Grounds. So, you think they're on Super Flood? I guess they could be. I'm going to play the Uro here and just, you know, give them an excuse to Scavenger Grounds, which will put my Thopter Foundry into exile, and then I can get it with Karn. So, we'll see how that goes. Galvanic Blast is an excellent pickup. I'll just play out Wrenn and Six and plus it, give them something to attack. Which would mean I can't cast this Galvanic Blast. Do I care? If they play a Thought-Knot Seer, I'd rather kill Thought-Knot Seer. I guess they'll get to eat my Karn, but it's probably not a big deal. Just lethal them next turn. I mean, that's a big part of our plan. Now they put my Thopter Foundry in exile right where I wanted it. Unfortunately. I guess I should have waited because there's no way they were going to take the Galvanic Blast. They're definitely taking the Karn. Yeah. Playing Lantern Control EDH. You are a monster. Are you able to have any kind of consistency with that? Okay, well. I mean, I guess we could just rip another one of our infinite copies of Thopter Foundry. We'll play it after combat. I do not need to play it before, because I'm not attacking on the ground and giving them an extra card, especially because I don't need to at all. It's really tough. No kidding. Like, even with every tutor, like, how many copies of Lantern do you end up with? It's not a lot, right? Hello. So yeah, they're toast here. There's no coming back from the Thopter Foundries. Field of Dreams and Lantern. Ooh. Best card in the deck is Future Sight, though. Well, Future Sight's a real good card. Construct? Are they about to play Walking Ballista? For 4? That's good. That ain't not bad. An attack for 6, play Ballista for 4? Think they have, like, what's it called? Sundering Titan? But even if they do, it's not going to matter. I'm just going to fly over for lethal, so. We're just taking this. I could chump each of these, but it's not worth it. I think it's potentially possible. There is potential for them to have Sundering Titan here, but it's not going to matter. Oh, they had Tron there. Oh, this is a much bigger Walking Ballista than I was considering. I did not, with the way the cards were broken up. It's only for 5? I think I still have lethal 6. I think I still have lethal. Sorry, I'm just focusing heavily on my my click efficiency here. Not that it matters much, but we are up on clock on them while playing Thopter combo, and I'm kind of proud of that. So, gonna go ahead and preserve my lead. There we go. Is that all my mana? That's all my mana. All right. I got a 14/14 construct and a sick army, and I can use Wrenn and Six to ping this to effectively put it one shot lower. Or I could just ping them post-combat if they survive at 1. All right. Dun, 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 dun. I should get the... If I played non-stop Thopter-sword decks, I think I would have to get the song from The Simpsons, Powerhouse. I can look it up real quick. This is not just going to be the song, is it? No, it's not. Where the pins go, The Simpsons.
I slowly learn the intricate mysteries of the alley, like where the pins go after they're knocked down.
I think... Check out his top deck. I should have. Sorry, Kyle Murphy. Wasn't looking for the BM play there. If only Astrolabe gets banned, how good are the snow control lists going to be? Will blue-white just be better? I think Bant is probably still fine. It's not as good as it is now. It's going to be harder for them to get their Ice Fang Quaddles online. I assume it's still good enough. It's going to be hard for them to cast Uro. Ooh, this hand is sketch. I think I'll keep it on the draw, but it's definitely sketch. I'm going to play the Forest first, because if we pick up a blue fetch, we can play Kinnan onto, potentially. And we do have a Bauble. So I think this is fine, but it's sketchy. Opponent's only a 5. Yikes, that's not a good sign. Unless it is. Let's find out. But yeah, so... Yeah, I don't know how good the snow control list will be. I really, 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 really hope they don't ban Astrolabe. And I would understand why they did, if they do. Okay, so it's Greentron. Okay, we can beat Greentron. Well, we could beat E-Tron easier, but anyway. But anyway, point is, this hand is yikes is the point. No, I think the snow control list will be fine. I really hope they don't ban Astrolabe. I really like that card. I should have had the upkeep stop. I missed it. Nothing? That can't be right. Yeah, you sack it for a green and you see if you hit an Ancient Stirrings or a land, right? There you go. Wow. Mulsa 5, turn 3 Tron, no problem. On the play. Blast Zone on top. Well. Oh, it's cool. We weren't gonna do anything anyway. It's cool. It's fine. Doesn't matter. Mulls to 5. Sorry, Natural Tron is an exaggeration. They did not have Natural Tron. So hopefully they're just missing a payoff. It doesn't seem likely, but... Oh. Really? Okay, then. I mean, it's not good for us. But, that draw's good. Huh. It's going to kill us pretty quickly, but... Flip Storm the Vault. Now this is pod racing. Okay, so... let's see what we draw. Huh. That ain't not bad. I do want to... Yeah, I don't have a way to shock in. So I need my Wrenn and Six to survive for next turn? Not really. No, not really. Okay. We're just going to get a blue source of some kind here. Blue-green doesn't matter right now. Blue-red doesn't matter. Actually, blue-green could matter pretty quickly, because if we are able to get to this Uro Escape, could be relevant. Could be. Not sure, but I think it could be. Playing for the Rage Quit, that's fair. Opponent is reading Kinnan, Bond or Prodigy. Fair enough. Yeah, they're just going to attack with a 5/5 Walking Ballista, kill my Wrenn and Six, ping down my Kinnan. So I guess in that case I'm supposed to block. And then they could trade the Walking Ballista entirely for the Wrenn and Six. This is assuming they have nothing valuable in hand. We know they have Blast Zone, which is not useful this turn, unless they want to kill my Springleaf Drum. Yeah, okay. If they want to kill my Wrenn and Six, they are doing it badly. Because they could just attack the Wrenn and Six, get the free kill on Kinnan, and then... Oh, no, they couldn't, because then... I see. Yeah, so they're going to crank the Ballista, attack the Wrenn and Six 2/2, use 2 counters to kill the Wrenn and Six. Next turn, I can play Urza into Batterskull? Do I have enough for that? 4... Oh, I'm not going to have a fetch land, necessarily. I can play Kinnan for free because I have the Springleaf Drum. Free. Oh, wait, I have this replacement Wrenn and Six. I can play the Wrenn and Six and ping down the Walking Ballista. Huh. Neat. Okay, so let's check out our lines here. So we could play Wrenn and Six, ping the Ballista. Then also play Kinnan. Is that true? Yeah, we can. And then Kinnan plus the Springleaf Drum lets me get my Orion, which I suppose is fine. Okay, cool. So Wrenn and Six's ability fizzles. Unfortunate, but acceptable. I'll just get the snow-covered plains for this, I think. Just to have the white in play. But I can bring back Uro next turn, too. So, really just depends on what payoffs they start hitting here. So if they get a Karn liberated or an Ugin this turn, we're going to be in some amount of trouble. But that's been true since turn 3. Last turn, if they had a Karn of some kind, they would have just played it. I'm pretty sure of that. So the real question is, what do they have? We know they still have this Blast Zone. Yeah. And that is a fine card. Oh, stone. Gross. What do I do with that? Gotta draw a card, I guess. Rats. I guess I play Uro into it. So I'll let them... They're giving me free value by letting me keep my Wrenn and Six in play. So... The goal is essentially to commit enough that they're willing to pop the Blast Zone. So let's attack them first and see if they're willing to pop it for that. Because I don't need all of this mana. No? Okay. That's fair. They really didn't need to do anything about that. Then we're going to play out our Uro, and I'm going to play out our Uro. See where that goes. If they kill Uro, I basically have enough to bring it back. Cool. I could play more. I feel like I should play more, but pretty sure they're going to O-Stone me next turn. Let's crank the Blast Zone 2? Okay. You get to kill Kinnan and Wrenn and Six, but that's not really what you were going to O-Stone anyway. So they're still they're still waiting out a bigger payoff. If they had a Karn with this setup, we are royally screwed. Okay. Why now? Sure. I mean, we only have 5 mana. Maybe they have a land plus something? This has got to be Karn then. Little Karn? Baby Karn? Karn of the... Karn jacked. So I could play Urza and Wrenn and Six, but... No, I could play... Yeah, Wrenn and Six is going to get me 1 more mana. Because I've got a fetch land in play that'll be in the graveyard. I can Wrenn and Six into Uro. Can I? No, I can't. Thought I could for a half second, but... Sanctum Mugen, sure. Oh, I don't like this. Thragtusk? No, Thragtusk is fine. Okay. That I can beat. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. So play Urza, get 1 more mana. So then I have 4. Play Wrenn and Six, pick up a land. I have 5. I can't. Yeah, I can't. So we start by playing Wrenn and Six. Tapping white's fine here, and we'll be able to play Urza, Wrenn and Six, and Emry here, which is pretty good. All right, 6 sequence. So we just get eaten by them next turn, but if they have another O-Stone, it's just about to be a massacre. You have an Uro in there and an Arcum's Astrolabe, so that's something. If they attack my Wrenn and Six, I'm pretty sure I just throw the construct away. It's unfortunate, but sure. The Xerox nature of their deck means these situations are really rough. You need to... Yep, that's exactly what we were hoping they wouldn't hit, because this gets such a high percentage of getting them a ridiculous Haymaker. Ballista. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. But then they get to tutor with Sanctum of Ugin. Shit. Oh, this is really bad. Yeah, so they can get Kozilek here or whatever. Is it colorless creature card? Yeah. So they should have a Kozilek in their deck. But if they don't have a Kozilek, they get another Ballista, I suppose. Sorry, Ulamog. My bad. The other one. The hungry boy. Okay. All right, so we really need to draw Karn. The reason we need to draw Karn is Karn gets Damping Sphere? Or did I cut the Damping Sphere? I bet you I cut the Damping Sphere for the Sword of the Meek. I did. Karn gets Liquid Metal Coating? Yeah. Get the Astrolabe. Maybe somehow we can get there. Let's see. It's why you play Whir and Painter's Servant. Maybe that's an option. That is a thing we could have done. If I play Uro, can we get there? So Goose is mana neutral. It just turns a green into a blue. Stoneforge can get me Sword of the Meek. Sword of the Meek doesn't do it. Play the Goose. Get my trigger. Go green, green, blue. Blue? Is that okay? That's okay. Play the arrow, see where we go. Ulamog has a lot of targets. What is up, Sbeev? Saw you are a new follower that hit us up while I was offline. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Okay, we got Uro. Uro's not all that helpful. I could play Stoneforge Mystic as a way to force them to deal with Sword of the Meek. Why not? I ended up building and playing the Kinnan-Uroza pile. Deck is super sweet. Well, I am so glad you think so, friend. I have been lucky enough to take part in the brewing and creation, etc., of several sweet decks so far, and it has been an absolute joy every time. In fact, I have a good friend in the chat right now, Vile Feelings, Mr. Brian M., who I got to work with a couple different ways, and I just had a great time playing Magic since I've gotten back into it. It's been so good. All right, so we're going to face down our opponent's Ulamog here. So, I know finance questions are iffy and hard to answer, but I feel like I need to ask since I'm so new at this. Was it correct to sell Uro in this kind of situation, or is it overreacting? Just trying to see what the best course of action is in those situations to make sure I don't develop bad habits. Yeah, so Pensor, I would say that that's a reasonable reaction. So what is happening right now is because a ban was announced, it is probable, that Uro is on their hit list for Modern. Now, looking at the last couple of challenges, etc., I don't think Uro will be banned, but it is possible. So the real question is, how much did you buy your Uros for? I think that is going to get you to the root of the answer here more quickly. So, for example, I got my Uros for... Okay, so they got Uro and Urza there. That makes sense. I got my Uros for like 50 tickets, about 50 ticket range. And I would say that they were at 70-ish, and they went down back to 50. So they're still at the price that I got them at, so I don't feel like if I sold them, it wouldn't be a big problem. Okay. So this guy is going to start chunking my library down, which is obviously something we would want to avoid. Sorry, I'm just going to have to try to play the game for a second here. Play an Uro. We're trying to find... Not that. I'm trying to find Karn. We'll just get Mystic Sanctuary because it comes into play untapped. I think Karn's in exile. Jeez, no. 80 card decks, friends. 80 card decks. Blessing and a curse. So... Can put in Batterskull for 2 mana. Don't think using Emry is particularly useful. Playing another Uro and then escaping an Uro is probably the best use of my mana. Yeah. Yeah. So if we survive the next hit, we have a chance here. It's obviously going to be a little dicey. I don't think I have any more snowlands left in my deck. I made a little over $25 compared to what I bought them for. It's mostly that if it's not banned, I will definitely play them. Well, so, yeah, I wouldn't... I don't know. So let's see if there is another land in my deck. I don't think 1 life point is going to matter here. I don't think there's anything left. There isn't. There's 4 Thopter Foundries. If we had an Urza and a Thopter Foundry, we win on the spot. So that's kind of nice. Oh, I don't have any mana left here to drop in my Batterskull. That's fine. So yeah, I mean, I think it's reasonable to sell your Uros right now. If they keep dropping, then... You know, I wouldn't... As long as you made money off them, and if you have a rental service, then it's good. Moto is better than paper for emergency buying and emergency selling because you can resell things like Uros for like 80-90% of their value. Okay. So they can't remove all my blockers, so I am going to live. Yeah, they cannot remove all my blockers. So it's still possible to win. Not bloody likely, but possible. Yep. Watch all 4 Thopter Foundries go. 1, 2, 3. 3. Okay. Can I just take this? I think I can, because this can only shoot me for 3. And then, yeah, could just take it. Okay. I guess I could die if they have... Nope. They could put me to 1 if they have a Walking Ballista in their hand. Yeah, I mean, I think what you did is a completely reasonable reaction. I think as long as you're not losing money, you're fine. Like, that's what it comes down to. And if you're going to lose money, like, it's not... I don't know. I don't know what the right way to phrase the way I'm thinking about it is. Karn? Minamo. So we're dead? Yeah, we're dead. We're dead? Yeah. They can just crank the ballista to finish me off, and I have no way to stop them from doing that. I can use the goose to make a food. Am I in this for 1 more turn? I think I might be in this for 1 more turn. Yeah, I think technically. All right, well. Gotta make them want it. Oh, I tapped my mana wrong. I can't drop in my Batterskull right now. I keep forgetting that Batterskull's like a card that matters in my deck. Killed 2 people with Dakra Mystic. You can die happy. Good for you. I don't know what that card does, but good for you. Okay. So, our card count is too low now. I mean, I could draw a Galvanic Blast. Okay, so I have my Astrolabes back, so now we can drop in the Batterskull. So in theory, we're still going to live, but this Ulamog is just going to be Yeah, we're just gonna deck even if we survive the turn. So good to scoop here. We get to board out Galvanic Blasts for Aether Gusts here, which I think. Swear you only face Tron. I face a lot of Tron. This opponent had a much worse hand than most of my Tron opponents do. And keep in mind, this opponent had Tron on turn 3. And I'm saying that is worse because they had to mull the 5 to get it. And their payoff card was Walking Ballista, which we never drew any of our answers for, which was rough. And here was me thinking that game was going to be over on turn 3. We went like 10 turns in. It was a good game. Isn't this matchup almost impossible? No. The combination of Karn, the Great Creator, plus Sorceress Spyglass on Karn Liberated actually makes it very difficult for them to do that much. Martinez DP. So while it's correct that this is not a good matchup, Karn, the Great Creator, goes a long way. So this is a great Hearthstone hand, but not Magic, which is, I think I'm playing Magic. This is super sketchy, but I'm going to keep this bottom of Thopter Foundry and hope we draw out. It's a really good hand if we draw out, so let's do that. We're going to fetch a green here because no matter what we draw, if we draw basically the other snow-covered forest, with Astrolabe, we'll be able to still play this Wrenn and Six, which is really what we need to do next turn. Playing Hearthstone now? You know it. You know Magic is Hearthstone now. Karn is very good against them. Yeah, exactly. The next deck we're playing tonight is my red-green lands deck, and my red-green lands deck, the plan against that deck is to put a Chalice on one, and then Karn. Oh my god, a Hearthstone player, you're in the MPL now. Yikes. If only it were that easy, Alex. If only it were that easy. So thanks to Wrenn and Six, though, next turn we get to... I should have bobbled them there. We get to play Wrenn and Six, Mox Amber, and we'll have the Aether Gust up. So this Ancient Stirrings that they're going to play this turn, we could Aether Gust that next turn. All right, what are they hitting here? Urza's mine. Okay, they're on 2 out of 3. Oh, but wait, there's more. If you order now... Okay, what's your next draw? Relic. Yikes. Okay. I swear if they just play their last Tron piece out of their hand now, I'm just going to tilt off the face of the earth. Please, for the love of God, play a green spell. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. You want blue? Yeah, I'll just get blue. Veil of Summer me, yo. They can't do it. Veil of Summer me. All right. Well, we drew the card we wanted. The only problem is we're only going to have 1 mana left after we play it. And we don't have a Pithing Needle in our deck. Or our sideboard. I think I'm still supposed to Karn for Sorceress Spyglass. And then depending on what they have, we can actually be in a pretty advantageous spot from there. Yeah. Karn. Karn. Yep. Opponent did not get got. They have Big Ugin. They get to kill my Wrenn and Six. Oh no, they can kill my Karn. If they shoot him for 3. What are they going to draw? It's not really going to heavily affect my outcome. So Oblivion Stone looks scary, but we have Karn, so they can't actually activate that. They basically need to have... No, O-Stone is problematic if they have Karn Liberated, because they can play the Karn Liberated, exile my Karn, and then the next turn they play the O-Stone. So basically we just have to dodge a couple of their different payoffs right now. So, and they have 6 cards in hand. Okay. Well, hopefully they don't realize their O-Stone will be shut off because it's in their hand. Oh, we got Thopter-sword. Thank God. Thanks, deck. Give me my Karn a turn too late, and then you give me Thopter Foundry Sword of the Meek this game. There was a point last game where I could have gone infinite and won the game, but instead... Jesus Christ. So they exile my Karn. And then we have to Spyglass Oblivion Stone. Unless we top deck another Karn. All right, come on. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's get the good stuff. That's you are disappointing, little goose. Oh yeah, that's well, I mean, at least they can't play this Kozilek yet. If they O-Stone immediately, they will destroy their Karn. So we're gonna name their Karn. They could play Ancient Stirrings and play and pop O-Stone, which will obviously do more damage to us than it will to them. But then we have the potential to top deck an Urza and combo them out. So I guess I'll take that. Think I'll have just enough mana to Urza and then combo them out. Look, an absolutely beatable Magic card, right? Well, we'll see. I just love when you get to look at their hand after they play the Karn Liberated, and it's like, yeah, they had the thing, they had the exact thing that beats us up. They didn't have 2 of it. 2 of it is bad, kind of. Well, we're giving them a good long tank about it. Yeah, Ancient Stirrings first, makes sense. Suppose if they hit another Tron land, they could play Kozilek the Great Distortion. Oh, that's not a particularly good card. So yeah, discard a card with converted mana cost X. Counter target spell converted mana cost X. When you cast a spell, if you have fewer than 7 cards in your hand, draw cards equal to the difference. Okay. So they would have drawn 3 or 4 cards. So I assume they're not going to pop this O-Stone, which is why they're pausing here. No, they are. Okay, buy Karn. Also buy all of my things. Huh. I mean, yeah. I can get the liquid metal coating and turn off their tower. With Ancient Stirrings, they put Karn Liberated into their hands. Son of a bitch. Oh, no, hold on. They don't have more mana in their hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if I turn off their tower, they can't play it. Okay, well, that's our chance. I mean, what if you only had one shot, one chance to prove? Let me tell you something. You better lose yourself in the moment. You own it? You never let something? I don't know. I don't listen to hip-hop. That's a good song, though. I always just thought it was funny because the way that song is done, there's just a particular phrasing where it just sounds like it says, "You better lose." And I'm like, that is not the moral of this story. All right. 19 land deck. What do you got? Not a land. Not a land. Wurmcoil? Do you have the Wurmcoil? Walking Ballista. They can't shoot with it. Aha! What? What is this? What's going on? Come here. What's going on over there? I love Karn against Walking Ballista. What in the hell? Okay. It's funny because if they exile either of these, I could just get it again. But it's not funny because... No, actually it's fine because I could just play Urian and reset my Karn. So we'll strip mine down their tower. And then we play Urian and reset my Karn. And Urian's big enough to be the Thopter-sword. Or they give me Thopter-sword. So it's kind of a no-win situation here for them so far. Well, while my opponent's tanking over this inscrutably slow play with Thought-Knots here, I just want to thank everyone for joining in. This is game number 2, Sabib. I think if you type !record, it should let you know where we're at. Yep, game 2, down a game. So, oh, yeah, can't activate that, so that's fine. So we are going to get to destroy their tower, and we're going to get to assemble our little engine, the little engine that could. Which means it's about to be... Oh! Do I have enough mana for this? So Urza costs 4, and then I have 1, 2, 3. So I could play the sword, tap the sword in the land, play the Foundry, tap the Foundry, and go? I have to use the liquid metal coating to do it. Mana symbol, go on symbol? I guess so. The question is, do they scoop to that? I guess they can't attack through... Yeah. Infinite Thopters does beat them here. So I really hope they scoop to this, because otherwise I'm going to have to make a lot of Thopters. Have to go down to Frisco and smoke an awful lot of dope. Symbol gonna give it to you. Gonna give it to you. You better lose. Okay, so we're gonna break up the Tron first. We're going to make 20 damage worth of Thopters. So the optimal clicking here is Thopter Foundry, hold W, click Urza, then click on the sword, then click on the sword again. Unfortunately, it's still a lot of clicks. You can also do what I just did there, because I kind of goofed the sequence where you tap the sword first. And the reason you're seeing me do little pauses here is mostly because the Moto interface is just a little bit laggy. And sometimes it doesn't want you to get things as quickly as possible. Okay, 9, 10, 11. So we're just going to pass the turn here. This is more than enough Thopters to beat them at a relatively quick pace. Especially because we can strip mine them every turn with Karn and Liquid Metal Coating. So if they're not jerks about it, we'll kill them now. But if they want to be jerks about it, we'll kill an additional Tron piece and then just beat them in 2 turns. I think it will actually save more time. And they did scoop. Thank you, opponent. I don't think it's wrong to actually thank them for that. So hold on a second. And I will be back in 2 seconds for game number 3 here against Tron. Second. Okie dokie. And away we go for game number 3. And a symbol going symbol. That's right. Don't look at distracting chat. Thanks, Alex. You're a good human. So it pays to have an infinite combo in your deck, I guess. All right, we're going to keep this one. Turn 1, Goose or Astrolabe. We'll see what... see what we draw. Yikes. Wow. Okay. So Goose gives me like the best turn 2. We've got double Bauble, so I think we're gonna Goose here off of Breeding Pool. Okay, I'm going to be trying to play reasonably. Yikes! So there's a tower. I'm going to be trying to play reasonably quickly through this game as it's desperation time in the mana symbol camp. The Urza player, the Tron player, is off to an unbelievable start here, quickly ramping into their turn 3 Tron lands. It's a shame we lost game 1, because that one was actually pretty close considering they hit their turn 3 Tron on their Mull-2. Sure. My food? That is a new one. Did not see that coming. Alright, what do you got? Forest, sure. So it's possible they don't have the Tron here. Oh, don't do this to me. Whew! A close one. So the question is, what do I want to play this turn? And so I could play the Goose to get to the Stoneforge Mystic, because otherwise I can't play it. I think I'll play Goose and an Astrolabe, honestly. It's probably not going to matter when we get just completely wrecked next turn, but it could. Nothing. You have nothing. You've got nothing. Jesus. All right. Sure. You can't pop it. Not right away. So I got a tiny window here to like find and play a Karn. That's not a Karn. Christ. I can't. I don't have the lands. If I had one land there, I could have played Urza and then maybe, I don't know. Yeah. I can Stoneforge to put Sword of the Meek in my hand. Actually, it's kind of good. Then I have the whole combo. If I keep peeling lands, that could be relevant. Yeah, let's do it. I mean, won me the last game. Maybe they hold on to their O-Stone. They try to bait out more value. I know they have a forest, so they've got 3 mana on top. You would have attacked with the geese? Send a message. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Face to Face finally shipped my order from like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. Okay, so this is a suspect play from my opponent. I think I just play Sword of the Meek here, because if they nuke it into the graveyard, I mean, that's where I want it to be anyway. I guess the other thing I could do is play Urza, but then I can't, like, what do I do? I play Urza, and then I have a bunch of mana with which I grab my Urian from the sideboard. I'm aware of my clock. I'm just, this kind of determines the entire course of the game right now, so. I mean, yeah. Bait the Osa. How? By playing Urza? Because they have to, like, they have to wait for the Urza to resolve. I can float the 2 mana and play the Sword of the Meek. Force them to deal... Well, I understand that. I was just like, do I have to do more than what I had already in order for that to happen? That was the question that I had. The thing is, they just don't have to. They could just keep waiting. And because everything has to go down during combat... Man, they are really baiting this out, which, I mean, it's smart. Yeah, they're going to EOT the O-Stone, I guess. If I had to... Yeah, there it is. Yeah, I mean, I could make food and gain some life here, but it's not... It doesn't matter. So, depending on what they have here, we're probably just dead. That is the smartest Tron play I have probably ever seen. Is just the actually bothering to bait that out, because we just had nothing we could do about it. Okay, so if I top deck a land, where does that put me? So like Kinnan, Springleaf Drum, and then nothing? If I had a Mox, I'd be able to play my Urza, but then they could just exile it anyway. I have 2 mana, but I can't play Thopter Foundry because it takes 2 colors. So while Springleaf Drum is amazing, it's not that amazing. We're this close to being able to combo them this turn. We'll see what they choose to do here. But this game is no longer in my hands. Okay, they're going after my hand? Okay. Okay. I can combo you here. Nope. Yeah. Of course they also have Ugin, and they're just going to plus on my... Yep. Okay. So now I do not have enough mana. I think? Wait. Nope. Shit. So close. Alright. I guess if they goof again... So if I top deck a land, can I... If I had top deck a land, could I have comboed them there? I think I can, right? Because I can play Urza, Springleaf Drum the Urza for white, tap the Construct for blue, play the Foundry. I don't have a non-token artifact to sacrifice then. No, I do have the Springleaf Drum. Yeah, okay, we're just dead. Very, very close. There were multiple moments in that game where we could top deck our way out of it, so... Green Tron, tough matchup, especially if they draw as well as my opponent did in some of those games. Although one of the ones they won was on the multi-5, and then but they still had turn 3 Tron, so I guess it's still pretty good. All right, this is the modern banned and restricted list. Is there anything that, as a one-of, I think would be problematic? Not for Magic Online. Sensei's Divining Top is, like, annoying, but I think it's fine to have a format where that's playable. Umezawa's Jite is, again, annoying, but it's acceptable. Mycosynth Lattice would be a problem, but we're playing without sideboards, so you can't have it in your Karn Wish board. So no one-card combos. Okay, so new match, blind here on the draw. This is a very keepable hand. It's not perfect, but... Black-green mid-range. Well, shoot. Thopter Foundry. Interesting choice. What is up, Jiggy Wiggy? You have joined us during game number 5. Sorry, not game number 5. Match number 3. My brain's a goofball this week. Just generally. So I think breeding pool into Goose here is the best. Alternatively, I can get the Raugrin Triome and then next turn play Goose and Drum. But then I have no green. Oh, so I can't play Goose and Drum. Yeah, we'll just get a breeding pool. So we're currently redless, but we can have red mana next turn. Oh yeah, so we beat E-Tron, Jiggy, and then we had a very close one against Green-Tron. In game 1, they mulled to 5. They had turn 3 Tron anyway with Walking Ballista, and it went. They went down, like, it took us 10 minutes off each person's clock to finish game 1. We won an insane game 2, and then game 3 it was like very, very close. But then if you go back and watch the VOD, I think it is the most interesting, and I'm just gonna say good. It's the best. That was the best Green-Tron player in terms of what I could measure from my side of the table that I've ever seen. So it was a good game. Well, here's my red mana if I need it. Looks like we're against the original classic flavor, the one and only Jund. This hand is not working out great against Jund. And Jund generally is a pretty tricky matchup for these decks because these decks are attacking? Well, yeah, but having I have like 16 to 18 hours between each stream. It's not like I'm doing nothing with the rest of my day, but still. Well, that Wrenn and Six is gonna die. So this is kind of nice, huh? Huh? All right. Well, that's close to being useful. Play this. So hopefully our Goose lives for 1 turn because that will allow us to get our Urza into play. And Urza is going to be a huge deal on this board. So really hoping that what happens here is that they play a Bloodbraid Elf. And that the Bloodbraid Elf does not go their way in terms of flipping immediately a removal spell or how does Mox Amber tap for red without your own Wrenn and Six or a Goose? You've been trying Dice Factory's hard. Was it Dice Factory leans into Chalice pretty hard, right? In order to actually be able to play. Because you're like a one-sided, yeah, no kidding. Dice Factory's like a one. Jesus, Dice Factory's like a solitaire deck almost. I would say. Well, that's a shame. I guess I'll grab my Urine. I think I must need to go more turbo. Yeah, I mean... Well, one of the strengths of that deck was the fact that you could play Mystic Forge, right? But if you're adding things like Wrenn and Six, I mean, you're adding way too much color. I think Urza might be a reasonable fit for that deck, but beyond that, I'm not sure. Artificer's... Dude, do not play Artificer's Assistant. It's so bad. That's such a low power magic card. Ooh. Okay. It's not a great way to beat our deck, but, I mean, Lurus of the Dream Den and Jund, yeah, it's definitely a thing. Forge is busted. Yeah, and I think you should just maximize what Forge does for you. Tapland. Freaking Tapland. Remember when my instinct was to add a Shockland to these decks? It's true. This is the first time that the Triomes have been a problem. I moved Jank. I know. Yeah, I know you love Jank. I know you love Jank, but... Yep, that's all yours. This board doesn't actually kill us that quickly, and they're using it to cycle immediately, so that says to me their hand is not very strong. They're looking for better business spells. So whatever they have here is control. Calling a card bad is mean. Low power, like my decks are low power. JK, it's bad. Yeah, I mean, I just think Artificer's Assistance is bad. But it's bad because it's low power. Like, it's a 1-mana 1/1 flying, and like, even in limited, that's not great, right? If I understand people's like limited ranking crap. Okay, so this is a setup that can beat Jund. So we're gonna go Urza into Urian and Stoneforge Mystic. Seems good. What in the hell? What? I don't. What? Did they just scoop to my Urza into Urian without even seeing? I don't. I mean, okay. So I kind of want to keep the Galvanic Blasts. Sword of Feast of Famine is really good. Batterskull is really good. Wrenn and Six is fine. So if I wasn't going to cut the Galvanic Blasts, I could go down to 3 Karn. I could see that being okay. Karn doesn't function with Mox Amber anyway. Maybe cut 1 blast, something like this. I don't really want to cut Wrenn and Six, but like, I just don't know if there's something better to cut. Maybe a Kinnan, but I don't think so. When Jiggy, when I saw Ryan Overturf cut the Kinnans from your Echo deck, oh, we'll cut 1 Thopter Foundry. That's okay to do here. Well, if we're cutting a Karn, probably shouldn't. When I saw Ryan Overturf cut Kinnans when sideboarding in your Echoing combo deck, I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. That is increasing your whiff percentage by a lot with that deck, which I did not agree with. I just think that's a serious misstep. I guess an Emry is okay. Yeah, sure. I don't really want to go down. Oh, here we go. Just cut a Stoneforge Mystic. It will often die before it's relevant. But it was just one of those things where it's like, but that is from a deeper understanding of the deck than someone who's playing it for the first time would realize. Because the thing with Kinnan is Kinnan functions with haste, right? And Kinnan is a card when it's in your hand that when they hit you with a discard spell, they really want to take it. So sometimes it saves the other things you kind of need. But then once you're comboing off, you kind of need to find one. Okay, this is not a good hand, but I am going to keep it. It has things in it they will want to take with their discard spells, and it's got some good payoffs, a reasonable amount of lands. Again, this is not great, but I'm going to keep it here. Against the discard deck, it's just nice to have a playable hand. If we mull to 6 and we have like 2 lands, it almost doesn't matter what the other spells are. It's just a worse hand. The dream here is for them not to have turn 1 discard. Okay, so that's going to take Thopter Foundry. 10 out of 10, which is fine. Just curious what his thoughts on the deck were. No, there's nothing wrong with that. I got a deck tech from Aspiring Spike that I was pretty annoyed about because I showed him the red-green lands deck that we're going to be playing next, and he basically had nothing to say about it. I was like, really? Nothing? 0? And part of the response was like, oh, these are not my kind of decks. I was like, okay, well, I guess. But it was a point reward thingy for the chat, and it was like 20k points, which I'm sure, like, Jiggy, you probably have like 80k points in my chat, but like the point is, like, I don't know, it just felt annoying. I was like, oh, I didn't get anything for this service. This service was pointless. Okay, so we'll just play out Thopter Foundry here. If they have a Shatter or something, it's kind of surprising. I mean, he's a really good player. It was just, yeah, it was just silly. Like it was just kind of like he's a nice guy. He's a very good Magic player. It was just surprising for him to be like, oh, I don't have any thoughts on this. I was like, okay, well, 27.5k. No, I know. Okay, cool. All right, let's play Emry and flip Sword of the Meek into my graveyard, I guess. That's the plan. I mean, we have an Uro. We have an Uro and enough cards to get it back. My one Mystic Sanctuary is now in my graveyard. But I do play Wrenn and Six, so maybe good, maybe bad. Let's see. So there's got to be a removal spell for my Emry here, like 10 out of 10. Unless they have Fatal Push in their hand, and they've drawn 0 fetches. Where can I cash these in? I mean, if you guys really tell me that you think channel rewards are something that you want and that will, Jesus, significantly make your experience here better, I'll try to come up with something. I just don't have many ideas. God, no. Okay. You just want to hoard them, don't you? I know you use them to highlight messages, mostly just memes, yeah. Broke ass channel point peons. Killing them. Good on you, Mad Cow Chicken. Well, we found a replacement Thopter Foundry, which ain't not bad. My opponent successfully stumbled on mana, and so did we. So no one's better than anyone else here. It's very egalitarian. Just don't verify the 992.5. I won't. I don't give a sh... I wonder if they have Lurus in their hand, and they're missing a second black mana? I bet they are. It's kind of funny. They do have Wrenn and Six Emblem next turn, but they don't have any lands in their hand, so that's kind of funny. Oh my god, what a stupid game. What a stupid game I'm playing right now. Like, I guess I would just play out the second Thopter Foundry. Yeah, okay. They're gonna go for the Culligan command loop, I guess. No, they played the land. Unless they drew 2 lands, because they had a Bauble draw and a land draw. I wonder if they have a second Wrenn and Six. I bet they have a second Wrenn and Six. It'd be really, really good right now. This has got to be... Okay. Interesting. That's really, really good! Oh, God, I hate Bloodbraid Elf. God, do I hate Bloodbraid Elf. How many channel points for a posture check? I mean, you shouldn't do that because my posture is just pretty banging. I wouldn't recommend wasting your valuable time on that. You play channel points to get me to undo a button. Sure. Why would you upkeep that? What is the... Whatever. Alright, whatever. Okay. And so we enter endgame. I can actually combo next turn, assuming that they can't kill my Urza. I can just get a basic like this, yeah. So I have 4 mana now. I can play Karn. Well, I can get Tormod's Crypt. Which I do have to use proactively here to get rid of their Culligan's command. I think that's worth doing. Okay, let's see what they got. How many channel points for a fiber pellet? What is a fiber pellet? Is that a BM thing? And I don't mean bad manners. Something for old people, no kidding. Tarmogoyf, hilarious. There's nothing less threatening than the mighty Tarmogoyf. Is it concession lockup? Feels like a concession lockup. Yay, magic! Alright. This deck seems slow first 3 turns, but then it looks really fun after that. Yeah, one of the things that Jiggy did when he was building the version with Stoneforge Mystic is he cut 1 Mox Amber and 1 Springleaf Drum. And even though the percentage of games where you get to go Springleaf Drum or Goose into Kinnan, Mox Amber, and have 4 mana on turn 2, that percentage was actually not that high. In the other versions of the deck, but this one being lower, it feels really low, on top of the fact that it's an 80 card deck. So this is one of those things where it's like, it feels like the 60 card deck would be able to pull that off more frequently, but the problem with the 60 card deck is you can't fit in the full number of each threat, and it feels to me like the way that the buckets of threats for this deck work. And the way the engine works, that the ratios make a lot of sense in 80 cards, and we just hadn't been able to pare them down to less. So we are on the play here with a turn 1 Emry in the dark, but we've got a Bauble. This is like really, really risky. I'm gonna keep it and have faith. It's a really good turn 1 Emry. Let's get the Mox Amber on top of it. Then we get 2 shots at a land on turn 2. And we've got Karn in the hand too. So as long as we don't get hit with Bolt or anything of that nature, we're going to be in great shape. Hand Disruption does not matter at all in this turn 1. The other downside is we got a Prismatic Vista, which just gets a basic. So we only have blue, but should be all right. Flip the Batterskull and a Stoneforge Mystic. Well, at least we're clear about our intentions. Our opponent knows what we're up to in broad strokes. Top of their deck is Kiln Fiend. Well, that's a bad sign. But Kiln Fiend, Flooded Strand. What? Is this blue-red prowess with 2 men? Have I ever lost to mill with an 80 card deck? I actually have. For a lot of the 80 card decks, not these ones, but for a lot of the 80 card decks, the mill matchup's actually usually really bad. Because a lot of the 80 card decks are very grindy value piles, and so you don't have a fast clock, and you need a pretty good clock against the mill deck. They will end you. If you don't have it. Okay, so I cannot get white mana functionally with this Flooded Strand. I can get a tapped land. But we can grab a Bauble. Oh, we could Bauble ourselves and then decide if we want to play the Uro or not, but that doesn't matter because if we If we look at the top and it's a land, and then we're like, oh, okay, well then we'll hold on to the Uro. Then we can't play it on their turn or anything. So we'll just play Uro, see if we hit a land here. So we're currently missing red and white. Hopefully we can get there in the next couple of draws. Bang. That'll do. Thanks, deck. We do get to Bauble trick ourselves here. Scalding Tarn on top. Tarn is fine, especially if my Emry dies, because we'll be able to get back our Uro next turn. So, classic turn 3 Uro. Uro Bauble, it'll be Triome. But that wouldn't, it doesn't affect anything. So we get Uro next turn, which is great. This deck is incredible. I mean, it's all right. Deck running very fast this game. Right, so there's the potential for explosiveness. There's the potential for, like, supreme grindiness. Oh! Wait, what? Not oh. I saw a freaking Kiln Fiend on top of your deck. What are you doing? My opponent's drunk. Right? I mean, that's the only explanation, right? My opponent's a heavy drinker. Okay, so we need... Oh, shoot. I can't Uro. I need another green, and this can't get it, and this can't get it, and this is not it. Yeah. I had no way to get it. Yeah, I guess we just Karn. Yeah. Well, we have a Galvanic Blast to kill this before it flips, in theory. Sorry, I'm just taking a second here because it's a pretty important sort of branching point. There's a good chance they have bolts or something in their deck, so I'm just going to Karn for sort of the Meek and then Bauble Trick myself. So, because they have Kiln Fiend in their deck and Thing in the Ice, I'm assuming that they're relying mostly on... No, NBD, do this all the time. Oh, they got a Force Negation here. But in a Kiln Fiend deck? Huh. I don't... Maybe they stepped away for their computer for a second because we were taking so long on our turn. So we're just going to Emry and then play the Bauble ourselves and see what's on top, see if we want to shuffle it. Because I don't need mana this turn. The thing we need is green mana. We just currently haven't found a way to get it. Which, you know, we're 19 cards deep in our deck, and getting the second green source should be possible by this point, but this game is abnormal. Yeah, no, there's the Force Negation. All right. I mean, yeah, you done did it. All right. I don't know what I'm against, but it's Nito Burrito. Okay, what's on top? Springleaf Drum. Yeah, Drum is fine as long as Emry survives. She survived this long. Drum is also good if we draw another Emry or a Goose. What are they doing over there? I'll tell you, if they flip their Thing in the Ice this turn, it's going to be a pain in the butt. Not a huge one, but like mildly inconvenient. Is it? Actually, that's not so bad. Because we just play Springleaf Drum, Emry, and then escape our Uro against their... Oh, that is... Yeah, I was really hoping that wouldn't happen, but that's okay. We can just play both the artifacts out of our hand and shoot this down. So we should be all right here. I get Mystic Sanctuary. Can I reset anything? I don't think I can. All right, let's just get the mountain. No, the mountain's the worst thing to get, right? Here's potentially what I should have done there is, well, it's too late for that now. All right, cool. So play a drum. Oh, I played it with the only, yeah. Oh no, we're good. We're still good. I have to shock for it, but we're still good. Almost made a grievous error. Sorry. You must allow this old Italian stereotype to apologize. I almost made a most grievous error. That said, we can get our Uro back next turn by turning our Mox Amber into a Thopter and then using the Thopter for green mana. So this deck is neat. Neat with a capital N. Hi, Kiln Fiend. Cool. Okay. I'm going to do it on my turn. It costs me an extra mana, but this way I'm not going to be disrupted. Let's use a red for it, because this time red is a good choice. So we make the token and tap the Thopter. And here's my big boy. He's bigger than your big boy. All right. Emry, Flooded Strand, Emry, Gilded Goose. Okay, cool. Whee! Who's making a racket out here? Nobody, Uro. We're cool. Are you cool? And this is great because Uro gives me green mana. Play the goose. All right, cool. And then next turn I can grab Urian if I need to. And after Thopter Foundry, everything's coming up Millhouse. We have a lot of good draws too because we have 3 more Karns and 3 more Stoneforge Mystics, and all of those get us to sort of Meek. This deck is kind of neat. I don't want to toot my own horn here, but this is like pretty cool. I think we kind of have something cool here. Thank you for putting that in, Alex. Oh, I can put the Galvanic Blast on top. I don't have any way to draw it except for the Uro that I have in play. Right. Don't mind me. Don't mind me, folks. Don't mind the idiot playing Magic in front of you. This is just... Don't even worry about it, dog. Don't even trip. Bye, nerd. Whoa, I don't have a stop there. Oh, they didn't block. Okay, whatever. Do I want to kill their guy now? No? Oh, I should have grabbed my Urian. That's okay. Yeah, I could have cast it too. Serum Visions. Okay. Uro hungry. Foundries looked so banana. Yeah, man, Thopter Foundry and Sword of the Meek, just on their own, cast during their turn for force. No, cast during our turn, right? To dodge the force would have been the play. No, sorry. No, idiot. Don't worry about it. Oh, they scooped. That's fair. So we just stomped all over Jund. And now we're against something very strange. I don't even know what I want. I don't think I want Aether Gust, and I don't think I want Veil of Summer. I think we just roll. Like, Galvanic Blast seems good against them. The rest of my deck seems good against them. Like, I could cut like a Wrenn and Six and a something to get some Veil of Summers in here, but most of their removal is red. So I think we're good. I guess I could cut the Sword of Feast and Famine because it's pro green and black and we don't really need it here. I could cut the Sword of Feast and Famine and the Batterskull, I guess. Because I just don't need them in this matchup, it feels like. And then at that point, I could cut a Stoneforge Mystic, put in the Veils for that. Which deck are we playing against? I wouldn't cut Batterskull. Me neither. I think we're just going to go with our main deck. We are playing against blue... I would cut Sword of Feast and Famine. Yeah, for like one Veil of Summer. Yeah, that's fine. Bruno Minero. We are playing against some kind of blue-red prowessy deck that's playing Thing in the Ice and Kiln Fiend. It's and Force of Negation. They are trying to do everything. And so far, they have failed spectacularly at all of it. So this is turn 2 Stoneforge. We can Stoneforge for the Sword of the Meek. We could also turn 1 Goose and turn 2 Stone... Oh, no, we'll turn 1 Goose off of the Breeding Pool. If the Goose dies, then it slows down our Stoneforge Mystic, but that's okay. Okay, so now we're definitely playing turn 1 Goose. Well, I say that like it's a... Yeah. This does put us on no snow mana if we top deck an Astrolabe, but... So we're just really hoping they don't bolt my Goose here, or stomp it, I guess. I'm not really counting anything off the table for this opponent. I have no idea what they're trying to do, but they're definitely trying to do it. Okay, so playing a Triome. Yeah, we'll play Stoneforge. Hello. Is Brian still here? So I know Brian does some kind of programming. I know it's mostly to do with like optimization. And I guess the question I have is like, because I just played Stoneforge Mystic, right? And all I could think of is like some sweet like 1990s, okay, Manamorphose, sure. Some sweet 1990s sound effects from like Heroes of Might and Magic or StarCraft or things like that. They might not kill Stoneforge Mystic because the equip CMC, the Stoneforge cheat ability. You mean because I fetched up Sword of the Meek? And they're like, oh, yeah. But I think, okay, again, I don't know what my opponent's playing, so I have no idea of their skill level. When I play against Stoneforge Mystic decks and they don't fetch Batterskull, I assume the Batterskull is in their hand. Because that's basically the only reason they don't fetch Batterskull. That's it. I don't know what this opponent's up to, so maybe they do. Maybe they don't. Huh. I think we're just dumping Batterskull into play this turn, unfortunately. We're stumbling really badly. I could play a Kinnan and hope that was in some way relevant on the next turn, but we're at 17. We have a flying blocker. We have 2 more flying blockers in hand, so I think we're okay to just put the Batterskull in. Go combat? I'm just going to take this. If they have like Teamer Battle Rage, they could hit me for 10, but I'm going to crack them back for 4, so I'm not worried about it. Whee! Maybe they have a Braid? Be kind of a pain in the butt. Yep. Huh. So I can play a goose, play a goose. So now I have multiple chump blockers. Next turn we could play Kinnan, have mana up. And then the next turn after that we can have Thopter-sword in play. Hopefully we draw a land along the way somewhere. Okay. Hopefully this means there's a second Stormwing entity. Well, a land is useful. It's not a threat. Yep, second Stormwing entity. The Scry, too, on these guys has got to be getting them like a lot of value in terms of preventing flooding. So this time, if they TBR me, it's gonna suck. So let's block, force some action here. Crash through is not an instant, so we're not worried about that. Jeez. It's 2 mana 3/3s are gonna be a problem real quick. So we finally hit a land. What does this mean? So I can play Kinnan and have 3 mana, which is not great. Okay. Karn grab E, then E for 5. Who was I watching that? Oh, it was Ryan Overturf playing Jiggy's combo version of the deck. And they were talking about how they were 1 Springleaf Drum or Astrolabe short of that, which was true. Their opponent had 2 Stormwing entities, and they were very close to being able to pull that off. Okay. Am I supposed to just pass a turn? That can't be right. So, if I play Kinnan, I can use the Goose to sack the food to activate Stoneforge Mystic, put in the sword. And the next turn... Yeah, okay. I see. Okay. So play the Kinnan. We'll block with 1 Goose, sack the food to put in the sword. And then on our turn, we put in the Thopter Foundry, and hopefully that gets us where we need to be. So they need some number of burn spells here to finish me off. And it's not even guaranteed that our line is going to get us there, but... I think I'm going to double block. What is up, Young PZ420? It has been a minute. Crap. Am I just dead? No, not dead. I take 10? Oh. No, am dead. Because, yeah. Damn it. Close one. Very close one. Yeah, I don't think I want Veil of Summer or Aether Gust in this matchup. What a draw. All right. Let's get him in game 3. Let's stumble less and draw some of our lower cost cards. The instant brain on the Batterskull was kind of rough. Oh yeah, this is a crazy Kinnan deck. After this deck, I'm finally playing a deck that won't require so much clicking or brain power. We're going to play green-red lands, and I am so excited about it. We're going to kick back, get Zen, play some red-green lands. Okay, so turn 1 Goose. Play and make way for Willie for good luck on top decks. I should make a clip of that. I can make a clip of that and load that in for my soundboard. I'm in for this hand. The question is how do I play it out? I think we fetched the Raugrin Triome on turn 1. So my reasoning for this is then we're not exposing ourselves to getting beat up on colors. Because if I get a green with this land, then I'm stuck and I can't get white if they kill my Goose. Which they have not shown themselves to be a particularly burn-heavy deck, but there's gonna be the moment where as soon as you're like, oh, their deck isn't playing any burn, that's when all the burn's gonna come out. And you're just gonna get hit with like a braid into lightning bolt into a braid. Whereas this is more conservative. I won't be able to play the Goose at any time soon, but we've got all the cards we need right here. So Triome. So we are lacking in green, but and of course we draw a green card. Still, this is gonna get me Sword of the Meek again. We have Sword, Thopter, Foundry, and Batterskull. So we have really everything we could possibly want here. Okay. What is up, D20 Bandit 91? Awoo! Kiln Fiend. Yeah, that could be a problem. Mox Amber is an okay draw. So, Steam Vents, Mox Amber, and then we go block, put in my sword, and then next turn play Thopter Foundry, make a Thopter. Yeah. I don't need to play the Mox Amber right now, but I don't need to not play the Mox Amber right now. We also have the option of just putting in the Batterskull here. If they attack with all their mana open, we'll see what happens. Let's see if they have any sorceries they want to play. If they want to play Stormwing Entity, they can only play 1 mana worth of cards. This is a very interesting situation, actually. Bolt. Yeah, so I just have to put in Batterskull here, and if they have an Abrade, we're taking 7, but like if they don't have an Abrade, it's huge for us. We'll see if it's good enough. Certainly good. I'd really like to top deck a land. Just top decking a land is not even that good. Top deck a green source. Okay, they're letting the Batterskull trigger resolve. Does this mean they have TBR in hand? So they swing with a 4/2, TBR, it becomes 7, but it gets double strike. So if I block, it blocks 4, but then the germ dies. So the question is, if they attack with this Kiln Fiend, do I block it? I think the answer is no. Yeah, that's what I expected. I'm pretty sure if they attack with that Kiln Fiend, we don't block. They haven't shown themselves to be playing any free spells. The way we could have died, I guess, is Manamorphose into TBR, but losing the germ there, ST was like, yeah, man. Stoneforge Mystic is completely reasonable for Modern. I believe that. No blocks, cool. The real problem here is if they have the TBR, we're going to die this turn, I guess? Maybe? We'll see. All right, so that's pretty good for them. We can get it back. Actually, is that good for them? No. Opponent is specifically confirming right now that they're not salty, and I believe that. I believe that. Guys, come on. Let's keep the salts out of the chat unless it's real salt. Slight, all right. They're digging for the Brade. If they find it, we get in trouble fast. Jeez. Ah. Oh my god. Yikes. All right. I mean, that's the green source I wanted. Land? That's pretty good. We play Goose and Blast. We got 3 artifacts, so the Blast is pumped up. It's got the pumped up kicks. Out of the 2 creatures, I'm pretty sure I'm much more worried about the Kiln Fiend killing me. I guess I could wait. Yeah, we could wait. I could have done it on upkeep if I was worried about another... Is that a hand? Sure. If I was worried about another words card that did the thing. Force negation. It also matters how many instants and sorceries they have in their hand versus like additional Stormwing entities or Kiln Fiends. That is a great draw for us to see. They're probably killing the Kiln Fiend here. Braid. Yeah, we're definitely killing the Kiln Fiend here. They have 1 card left, so. Bye, nerd. Okay. So we're going to take 5, but then on our turn we could play Uro, activate Mox Amber potentially. So. Storming Entity is really earning its stripes the last couple times I've seen it. Stoneforge is a little unfortunate, but maybe Uro gets us out of this. Let's see. Can't quite cast it. Or I can't quite escape it. We're just 1 mana short. I could put the Galvanic Blast on top. That'll work. Can't play the Stoneforge Mystic. Can't play the Thopter Foundry. Can crack my food. Cracking my food puts me down an artifact, but Thopter Foundry puts me back up an artifact, so let's do that. Okay, so go to 12. pretty safe here unless they TBR. Okay. And then next turn we can escape the Uro also? No, we can't. I have 1 green, not 2. TBR will hit me for 8. That is the highest possible damage I would put on a single card they could have. But if they have Bolt plus TBR, we're dead. Whew. Alright. Yikes! Because they get to draw one of the 2 cards on top if they want to with the Fiery Islet. Oh, it's so close! Oh god. Next turn we have Urza plus Thopter Foundry, though, if we want to do that instead, which I kind of do. Because then Thopter Foundry can make a bunch of blockers. So then they need Trample. 2 on top? Good god. Ugh. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. Oh my god, if their last card is... Oh my god! Well, that was fantastic. 18 points. Yeah, feels bad, man. Okay, well, we got one more. It's like our Tron player. It's like our green Tron opponent. Just completely nutted us. But that's the thing about these league results sometimes. You just have to have the luck of a Jiggy Wiggy. Oh, Brian. So I was wondering while I was in that... Hold on.
That's it. I'm dead.
I was wondering while I was in that game, because you are more programmatically minded than I am. And this is obviously something that's not ever going to happen. 1 and 2. I'm not 1 and 2. Whatever. Goblin King last seen on Goblins. You don't say, MTG Goldfish. Keep this. So, yeah, Brian. And obviously there's 18,000 unique cards in Magic. So, like, for Moto to do this, I understand why they don't. Your non-Tron win rate must be amazing. Well, we just lost a blue-red prowess off of a completely nuts late game sequence. I don't know if you saw that. Oh. I believe that is the person who just killed the hell out of me. I always love saying hi to those people. Thought Prospector was obsolete in these Goblin decks. Have you seen the new Goblin decks? It is super not obsolete. It's really good. Sometimes they play 1, but that 1 can be important. So I got punished, quote unquote, for my choice to play Astrolabe instead of Springleaf Drum. Kind of. Because we drew the Kinnan right away. So this probably means our turn 2 is going to be fetch Triome, play Springleaf Drum. They don't want to play Kinnan against Goblins. Yeah, the Grum Gully is in their deck. Recognize the username because my judge friends always say you are streaming. Nice. Are your judge friends from Toronto? Toronto? Are you Canadian, eh? Fellow Canadian, oh yeah. Well, that's just super. Oh, from London, eh? You go to that same store as Alex then. He was around here earlier. I don't know if he's around right now. Okay, so they have Grumgully in hand, which means they're going to go infinite mana on turn 3, assuming they can find a green source. There's nothing I can do to interact with that. So we're going to play out Springleaf Drum and pray. We don't have Wrenn and Six. We don't have our Galvanic Blast. So we have plenty of cards in our deck that could have dealt with this, but we do not have them right now. So let's see if we die. They need a green source. Cavern of Souls obviously is the best one by far. They're going to combat. Probably means they don't have it. Thank you for the follow, Outer House. Outer house. I want there to be an S in there, like Auster house. Yes, yes. Smog. Petri Goblin. Oh, so they have infinite red now? Okay. You have infinite red mana. So, field. So they're playing the other Goblin combo deck? Yeah, thanks, friend. So the question is, what do they do with the... Oh, yeah. Yep, just dead. Okay. We have Aether Gust in the sideboard, which are not super good against their combo. Well, it's good against the Grumgully half. It's also okay against the Goblin deck in general. And then we have Wrenn and Six in the main deck, so I don't think I need Sword of Feast and Famine. Batterskull's okay to keep. Maybe we'll just take out like an Emry and a Karn. Yeah. Oh, sorry. So, it just is one of those things that floors me that there's very few sound effects on Moto, and like it just feels to me like adding a sound effect for like you activate Walking Ballista and then it goes like would be so easy to do, and then so I don't know. Like I was casting Stoneforge Mystic, and I was like, I wonder what Stoneforge Mystic would sound like if they recorded audio for. And then, like, obviously, I think Moto is making them basically $0.00. So, like, or not. Sorry, it is making them plenty of money for sure, but not compared to how much that would take to do. Okay, so we're gonna fetch Shock Breeding Pool here. Yeah, and then this can get me Raugrin Triome on turn 2. Got the sick turn 1 Emry again. That Goblin combo seems better than Snoop, although Snoop can also grind. Well, so it seems better than Snoop, I agree, but if you actually look at the results that it's had, it's not. I think part of the problem is that it's vulnerable to graveyard interaction, which Snoop is not. However, Snoop is vulnerable to like deck manipulation. We flip the Batterskull, always. Snoop is vulnerable to things like, what's it called? Thought Scour, which is like a weird thing to be vulnerable to, but like, I mean, that's the thing. We get turn 2 Uro here. It's kind of nice. Oh, great. I drew that land I wanted to fetch. Actually, it's not really a problem. But I would rather play... So I don't need the Aether Gust on turn 2. So play Scalding Tarn, fetch. Spin the deck just a little bit. Get some blue. Play Uro. Yeah, and I have played only one league with the new Goblin decks, but I did find that the Snoop literally 0 times was ever allowed to do any grinding. Because it's just one of the biggest targets for your opponent's removal, so it's like, it's just not going to have the space to do that. Okay. So here's hoping they don't have turn 2 Munitions Expert, although that'd be okay. But, oh, I should have bobbled them there. Oh. We'll know what their next top card is. Stamping Grounds, okay. Damn, God bless it. It just... Well, at least I got an extra card off my Emry. 1 extra card. And we can play Karn this turn, which is good against them in general. Unclaimed territory on top. So more lands, okay. 2 shots at something reasonable here. Wrenn and Six is pretty good. Because it turns on my Mox Amber. So what do we... Wrenn and Six, and we pick up a land, play Uro, put the land into play. And then we'll see what they do. They can't combo me out unless they have a very, like, freaky specific draw. Yeah, the forest is fine. Oh, no, I would be able to fetch. Because I'm not going to be able to... Yeah, okay. So we're going to go ahead and be semi-greedy here. Because we could hold up the Aether Gust. But I think it's not really huge upside. Oh, perfect. Perfect. And then we have Uro next turn and or Karn. Karn is obviously the bigger way to shut them down. It is possible for them to turn 3 combo me again. It's not likely, but it's possible. Oh no. Well, this is how it starts. No? That won't be it, right? Oh, Ringleader. Okay. They only got Murderous Redcap. Well, that's pretty lucky. Knock my Wrenn and Six down to 1. That's fine. So pick up Misty Rainforest. Play the Vista. The Vista. Okay. Play Uro, play Karn, get Tormod's Crypt. That prevents them from comboing a little bit. Karn's then vulnerable to getting beat up. But it does advance my board by the hugest amount, and it makes it pretty hard for them to combo in one go. They don't have Grum Gully, and they don't have a Persist creature. They have the Prospector, but that's fine. Yeah, we're going to do that. No, I want the Batterskull in exile, right? Because I'm about to play a Karn. Yeah. Yeah. And I have a fetch land in my hand. This is why you never leave the house with a Phyrexian Revoker. I mean, ain't that the truth? I could play Urza instead? Oh, I can combo kill them next turn. Huh, neat. If I play Urza now, I have 2 mana for Aether Gust, so that's better. And then we just combo them next turn. Cool. Got him. You know what you really don't leave the house without? Urza. By the way, this is my turn 4. I had a turn 1 Emry. She died. She died. So we may have to be careful with what we Aether Gust here, depending on what they play, because you can't Aether Gust a Putrid Goblin. You can't Aether Gust a Metallic Mimic. But you can Aether Gust a Skirk Prospector. Sling Gang Lieutenant? Red Cat. I can Gust it? Probably should. I'm about to combo kill them, right? Bye, friend. If Urza gets banned on Monday, doubtful, I will flip a table. Yeah, I mean, if the modern bans hit things I care about and love, I'm going to be doing a heavy drinking 12-hour stream. That's a promise. Even though that game worked out the way it did, I think Karn is probably better than Urza. I really don't think I need this Batterskull. Maybe if we get into a mid-range fight. I could board out a Thopter Foundry against them. Yeah. Because we've been kind of choked on Thopter Foundries before. But if I'm going to do that, maybe I should board out a Stoneforge Mystic instead. Okay. We just brought in a Karn for a Thopter Foundry, which seems fine. Boarding out Batterskull just means Karn grabs it. Yeah, I guess so. Karn was going to grab it in that game because I exiled it with Uro. I love that Karn can grab stuff from exile for some reason. It's so strange. All right. Final game of this league. That's got to be a mulligan, right? Yeah, it basically already is one with 2 Thopter Foundries in hand. That's better. Not great, but better. We can get Raugrin Triome and have 2 and 2 Stoneforge Mystic and then Galvanic Blast. I think I'm sending Uro. In this matchup, it's just like one of the least important things. There's Stoneforge into Thopter Foundry if we want. No turn 1 play is phenomenal because they have Aether Vials and they have Skirk Prospectors in their deck. Second Galvanic Blast, also good. We are basically priced into getting the Raugrin Triome with this, but if Uro gets banned, this deck can run Rest in Peace. Karn can't take any relevant things from exile. I guess that makes Emry bad, though. Yeah, the thing is, yeah, Emry and Rest in Peace are not good friends. I've been playing Modern for the last couple of weeks. There's no problem cards. There's no problems. I'm very confused. Yeah. Okay, so they could have Grumgully next turn, but that can't combo on its own. And if they play Skirk Prospector, sack the Putrid Goblin into Grumgully, that looks like it works, but it doesn't, because then when the Putrid Goblin goes to the graveyard, it doesn't have a +1/+1 counter on it. So, okay, Breeding Pool is a sick draw. So we're just going to run out of Stoneforge and get the Sword of the Meek, I think. And then over the next couple turns, we can assemble Thopter-sword while we have Galvanic Blasts on standby. Unbans are bust. I really... Oh, Veil of Summer. Now that's a possible one. That's one that nobody's talking about, maybe? Or not a lot of people. People are talking about more Veil of Summer in Legacy. I don't really think there's a lot of people... Yeah, so they're going to play Grumgully this turn, I guess? Are they on the fair plan? I wonder if they're doing they're on the fair plan right now. So this Putrid Goblin is currently immortal. Actually, if they have a sack outlet next turn, we're just going to lose, right? Yeah. Because now that this Putrid Goblin is in play and Grumgully is in play, yeah, this is a problem. If I could play Wrenn and Six... Oh, no, I have the Aether Gust. We're okay. We're okay. We're okay. I was getting real scared there, but we're okay. So if they play something like Slinging Lieutenant, we just Aether Gust the Grumgully. And then we're alive for a little bit longer. Seen a lot of Veil of Summer talk. It makes sense. It would certainly knock Bant down a peg, but I don't really see Bant as being problematic. The decks that I see the most of are like, in terms of the challenge toppings, yeah, Sanctuary, yeah. Labe, yeah, Sanctuary, Veil, those are possibles. I don't think all 3 of them would ever go. I'd rather Sanctuary and Veil go than Astrolabe, personally. Yeah, okay, Prospector. So we're going to Gust the Grumgully. Puts it on top, okay. That's slightly problematic. Means we should have gotten the Batterskull. This game's about to get grindy. We really want to draw more lands here. I guess I can just blast the Prospector right now. Actually, I should. So what I wanted to do is play Wrenn and Six and ping the Prospector down, but that just blasting the Prospector gives me more time to use the rest of my mana here. So this means I get to Thopter Foundry with Sword faster, which gives me the opportunity to kill their Grumgullies sooner. It's going to be really hard for them to combo us out here. They just drew the Grumgully, so they're going to play it. Yeah. If they have like Land Prospector and the last card is some kind of payoff, we're in trouble. But I think... yeah, we're going to take 4, go to 9. We're going to be in danger for the next couple of turns, but... I mean... that's how she be. Here comes the sword. Thinking less and less that Uro will go. Maybe Joriel because the new drop, 2-drop instead of Snake. Land would be good. Stoneforge is less than great. So I have to main phase this Thopter Foundry and just assume we're going to survive their turn. There's really nothing else I can do. So if we just get comboed out, that's it. Oh, I could have played Wrenn and Six and gotten a land. But that doesn't really help me because then I wouldn't be able to make a Thopter to block. We'll see. If they have the payoff, it doesn't matter either way. That might have been the better line, but it kind of doesn't matter depending on how this specific turn goes. If Labe is banned, actually Rug Snow or Bug Snow become better because of Triomes. Like better than Bant? Because the reason Bant is good generally is like Teferi. Teferi kind of pulls it all together. And Path to Exile makes the mirrors better for them. Because being able to path your opponent's Uros when all they have is Fatal Push is a big difference. And like the Sultai Snow decks have gotten clever and they're playing things like do I group block their Grumgully? I do, right? Because otherwise I'm just making their goblins bigger. When they kill my Stoneforge Mystic, I really don't care. If they have some kind of removal spell, I really don't care. So let's see. Doesn't know which one to kill. That's cute. Kill the Stoneforge. Don't kill the Thopter. Kill the Stoneforge. I actually mean it. It's way better for them. So next turn, can I play Wrenn and Six, get a land, make a Thopter, and then Galvanic Blast? I can. Uh-oh. Oh, sure. Yeah. So they Munitions Expert my Thopter? That doesn't matter, really. Okay. Okay, this is getting hairy. It's a good draw. Okay. Survive one more turn, and then we're kind of in a good spot. Okay. Brian, you might be right about this this combo. This might be the best combo in Modern. So before they hit me, fetch. island. Okay, I'll get my yield on. Block. Block. Block? Seems fine. I guess the best quote-unquote way to block here is do that. We knock their goblin down. Assuming everything goes according to plan here. So we go, okay, blockers are set. And then I need this to resolve, please. Whew. That's a good combat. That's a good combat. I love Thopter-sword. They pass with 3 cards? Good lord, what is happening on their side? Okay, so if I'm going to play Stoneforge Mystic... I could play Wrenn and Six, grab my Scalding Tarn, or my Misty Rainforest, get a forest, play Uro, put the Galvanic Blast on top. Can put the blast on top, play Uro. Oh, that's the best line. Yeah. Put the blast on top. Yeah, I can agree with that assessment, Pensor. But I'm not sure if that'll be enough to make the difference, but I completely agree with you. And that's, like, I still think Bant might be the best, but blue-white will certainly have more of a opportunity to shine if Astrolabe gets banned. Two-color control will have more of an opportunity, so we'll see if it matters. This Sling Gang Lieutenant? No. Oh, Ringleader. Sure. They only drew a Sling Gang Lieutenant. That's twice their Ringleaders have hit them 1 card. Okay, the question is, are they attacking? I doubt it. It's a pretty losing proposition for them to attack here. If they attack with everything here, I'm going to take 1, and they will have a single Putrid Goblin with a -1/-1 counter left on it, which is, yeah, kind of a losing proposition, I think. So not surprised for them to take that line. Okay. So okay draw. I can't Uro. I can Wrenn and Six into Galvanic Blast plus making more Thopters. So let's do that. Grab the Scalding Tarn. I'd rather have Galvanic Blast than a Goose in play, just because they have some specific creatures that are very dangerous. We know they have Sling Gang Lieutenant in their hand, which is obviously a beast. Murderous Red Cat. Sure? What are you shooting with that? Where are you pointing that thing? Sure? Okay. Baby, come back. Any kind of fool could see. I was wrong, and I just can't live without you. Baby, come back. Anyone who doesn't know 70s hit Baby Come Back by Player, you're just missing out, friends. Get you some culture. Alright, so Sword of the Meek doing its thing heavily over there. Being able to keep accruing value with Wrenn and Six. I could have done that better and brought back my arrow this turn. Oh well. I think I'm playing Goose and Stoneforge for Batterskull, so that seems good. Yeah, I did not leave the Sword of Feast and Famine in my deck right now, which is fine. So the only thing I really have to worry about now is dying to an infinite combo. Thopter-sword is messed up. It's pretty good. It's fun to hit constructs too. Like it's fun. It is really fun to have the auto win button in your deck. I will say, like it's just nice. Triple black. Is this Earwig Squad? Oh, there's the Sling Gang. Yeah, Sling Gang is not good enough anymore. Sling Gang was scary earlier, but not now. One of the problems here is there's a lot of persist creatures in play, so oh, they just scooped out. Weird. Weird timing for the scoop, but I'll take it. So what do we have to say about this bad Miyama Jamma? It was actually surprisingly good. So, I don't know if Jiggy's Stoneforge Mystic deck was onto something, or he just had incredible luck. I don't want to criticize my good friend's deck, considering he's also right here. But I will say Stoneforge Mystic with the Thopter Foundry combo, this was surprisingly good right now. And then expanding up to 80 cards allows you to encapsulate that combo, the Kinnan engine, and some amount of interaction in the form of a couple of Galvanic Blasts. If anyone ever asks you the question, Ryan Overturf was pointing this out in Jiggy's combo deck, is having this many functioning engines in the same deck, is this a good idea? Is this something we should be doing? I honestly don't know. It feels really powerful, and I've been playing all sorts of iterations of these decks, and most of them feel pretty good. Being combo-centric or combo-ready is something I think that is great to have in Modern right now. That's the problem, I think, with the Stoneforge deck that Jiggy was playing before, and that I streamed earlier this week. It didn't have any I win the game button, because the good versions of the Teamer Kinnan deck so far have been playing Song of Creation as just a way to go off. Then there was the combo-centric version, but even for the mid-range version, having some copies of Song in the deck is really good, because that deck can just go off of with the Song of Creation almost nothing. And it's not a combo deck. It's just a deck that has a very, very combo-like element ready to go in it, as well as being just a really powerful mid-range deck. So it's like if you were playing Gruul mid-range, but you also had a combo kill in your deck. That's what it feels like. It doesn't have the same disruptive tools as Gruul midrange. So Gruul midrange has the Blood Moons or the Magus of the Moons, but even those things they're not playing so much anymore. So it just feels like what we're doing is the artifact version of Gruul. And we have specific parts of our deck. The Kinnan-Uroza deck, that core is a lot like Gruul midrange, except it doesn't have some of those tools, but it has others. So we have Wrenn and Six instead of them having things like Glorybringer. We have Karn instead of them having things like Chandra or Bloodbraid Elf. But both decks are sort of functioning on the same axis of okay, I can power out a bunch of early game threats and just overwhelm you, or I can play a generally good grindy deck, or good grindy game. And then the packages that we layer on top of that for the 80 card versions, that all of which we're playing, they add to either the ability to grind or the ability to combo or the ability to interact with the rest of the metagame. And I do think that this right here, so these cards plus Kinnan plus the Astrolabes, this this is the core of your Kinnan deck, and this is just a powerful set of cards to play. And then we've pretty much exclusively been pairing them with Wrenn and Six for what I hope are pretty obvious reasons. It's a 2-mana legend which turns on your Mox Ambers. It helps you continue picking up lands, and if you play just something light like a couple of Galvanic Blasts in your deck, it can easily become a late game ending threat. And then what you do with that is usually you add. Hold on, let me do this on video because I just feel like doing it today. So you usually add the Mishra's Baubles, the Emrys, the Urzas on top of that. And then once you've gotten to that point, almost all of our decks will add Uro and Karn. So this is sort of like this is how your deck. This is the most like this is the core of the deck. This is what we layer on top of that. This is what we layer on top of that. And the Urian, the fact that Urian's in this deck basically means instead of like adding this many cards and then being done, you get to add this many cards and then be done. And I honestly think it's just like this engine is pretty chunky, but maybe not. Maybe we could be playing. I still want to try Llanowar Visionary. Yeah, we could do that. That's an M21 card. Explanation is sick. Well, I'm sort of just free flowing these thoughts because maybe I've come to these realizations about this deck. I think this is what I was talking about in a lot of the deck tech too, trying to strip my thoughts down to something that with this level of clarity. Anywho, we're going to be moving on to a pet deck of mine, green red lands. In just a moment here. It looks like this. It's another deck with Karn in it, so stick around if you want to see some much more aggressive craziness in the modern format.